how do we align? Let's go into how we actually align, right? We align through embodiment. This is how you actually align. This is the big buzzword of today. Embodiment. Okay. So vocabulary.com states that embodiment is the representation or the expression of an abstract idea in concrete physical form. Embodiment is the representation or expression of an abstract idea in concrete physical form. It also refers to the consciousness, subjective experience of possessing and acting through a physical body, bridging the connection between a person's mind, senses, and physical actions, right? So I know that's a lot of word salad there, but basically this is how we translate energy into the physical reality, which is done through time or the mind, right? And how do we know that through embodiment we can translate energy into our physical reality? Let's look at that. How do we translate the energy into our physical reality? We know this because Einstein gave us E equals mc², where E is energy, M is mass, and C is the speed of light, right? Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared, which means that if we take this part, we're trying to solve for what is mass, we bring the C on this side, and it will become E over c² equals mass, right? So we know that energy and mass has a relationship, which tells us that energy is mass times the speed of light squared. Energy is actually mass. And what is the speed of light squared? The speed of light squared is our vision. This is how we see things. So what we're actually doing is we're slowing down energy with our eyeballs, and we're producing these objects that we perceive as having mass, but they don't really have mass at all. They're just energy. Everything is literally energy, but we're slowing it down with our consciousness and turning it into mass. That's where when we divide it by the speed, we're dividing energy by the speed of light to get what we perceive as mass, right? So we can tell mathematically that through embodiment we can, and this is the embodiment, I guess you would say this would be the embodiment equation. We can bring forth mass. Energy divided by the speed of light squared. We can bring forth mass. Okay? So this also saying that energy, since we know everything physical is energy, energy is looking for a vessel to fulfill. Energy is all looking for a vessel to fulfill its structure, its state. Once energy imbues itself into a vessel, it is the vessel. This means that all vessels are imbued with a certain type of energy, which is either attracting or repelling you. Everything is energy, which is attracting or repelling you. So everything actually has a magnetic quality to it on a subatomic level. Everything in existence. This has a magnetic quality to it. The board has a magnetic quality. We all have magnetic qualities, which is either repelling or attracting us. That's what's known as the principle of diamagnetism. Okay, you can look this up. The principle of diamagnetism tells us that everything has a magnetic quality to it, right? So, depending on the energy that you imbue an object with, you can attract or repel people. So, just imagine on a simple level, Oftentimes we think that we are shopping for things, but we fail to realize that those things, we're not shopping for those things, but those things are doing a successful job in attracting us through the energy that was put into them. So we don't actually shop for things, things actually buy us. We were sold on the idea of what those things are. So let's take an example for it. People might want diamonds. You were attracted by the energy that's already in the diamond. The diamond exists independently of you. Everybody wants the diamond, but the diamond is the diamond. So imagine, like, even in relationships, you want that person, but that person is attracting you. So the things that you giving your energy to, you're actually telling yourself subconsciously what you're worth, because they're buying you. So you got to raise your value, right? And we're still thinking about this concept of embodiment to see what you're worth, right? So everything has a magnetic quality to it. This is why it's important to be careful what you give your attention to, what you give your energy to, what you watch on TV, what you watch on Instagram. Because the things that you get giving your energy to, your attention, you're providing a life force for it. You're providing it with your energy. Okay, so you got to ask yourself, where does your attention go naturally? Okay, where you might have heard this saying before, where attention goes, energy flows, right? But I like to say, where your attention goes, life grows, right? So attention is the sunlight of consciousness. Whatever remains in its light develops. Wherever you're giving your attention to, you are developing it. It's the sunlight of your conscious eye. The things that you don't give attention to, they end up dying out. The relationships that you don't pay attention to, the work that you never do, those opportunities, they die out.